Sportz Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sportz Blitz Live. Sportz Blitz Live is on the air.
Good Tuesday evening to everyone out there. Welcome into Sportz Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you until 9 o'clock this evening, taking your phone calls, discussing everything going on in the world of sports. And there is a lot going on right now as, of course, we just had the bowl games finish up college football season, the national championship game. Next Monday night, Alabama and Georgia will be playing for it all.
You sound so enthused when you said that. if I had to give you a scale of 1 to 10 on the enthusiasm, that said that just screamed maybe a 2 or 3.
Well, I think that maybe the nation feels that way.
Well,
A little put out. Maybe they are. Maybe they're interested. I don't know. Auburn drew 8 million people watching that game against Central Florida. People were interested in that game.
6.5 of them were in Orlando. I'm sure. Whoever didn't make the trip up there, because they had a lot of them there.
Yeah, maybe so. But Georgia does defeat Oklahoma 54-48. Some people are calling that one of the best games they've ever seen. It seems like every year.
We have one of those.
Yeah, we have one of those that
It
tops.
was definitely an instant classic.
It was a very, very entertaining game. Alabama takes down Clemson 24-6 in a very, not very entertaining game, at least for those that are not Clemson or Alabama fans. Was not necessarily a great game. Auburn falls to Central Florida 34-27. We'll talk about those games. We'll talk about the NFL playoffs a little bit as they're getting underway this coming up week, and college basketball, of course, underway. Auburn and Tennessee on right now. Auburn up at the half. Alabama taking on Vanderbilt, which has been a very tough place to play. Memorial Gymnasium for Auburn and Alabama, to be quite honest.
That's right.
We'll talk about these things and whatever you'd like to talk about. Just give us a call, 256-234-6221. We are brought to you by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. So thankful for all of our sponsors out there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They been with us a long time.
Been with us a long time.
They are staples of Sports Blitz, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. We'll kick off the show and start talking about the football games that took place yesterday. We'll kick it off with Alabama and Clemson. Again, Alabama 24-6 in this game. Holding Clemson to 188 yards is kind of the third version of this game. Not near as entertaining as the first two matchups. Clemson certainly not getting, not being able to move the ball like the first two games where they put up 500 yards of offense. Only 188 yards, 64 yards rushing. Really, it was a dominating performance by Alabama's defense in this game. And, so much talk went into it. When Nick Saban is going up for losing to an opponent and coming back, so-called revenge game, they always seem to do well. Not losing 2 games in a row. All these things played into it. Whether that, I don't know how you do that as a coach when you just, what changes? Do you game plan differently? Do you dissect what went on? I don't know. He seems to be a master at that. We talked about that a little bit on the show this afternoon. Alabama and their dominance in this past decade has been really unprecedented, and I don't know what else you can say. There's been so many superlatives been given to Nick Saban in that program, but they just continue on, and it's I don't know. For the rest of us, you just kind of sit back and go, you just kind of expect it to happen now.
Well, number one, I think the biggest point that needs to be looked at going into this national championship game is Nick Saban's never lost a former assistant. I mean, and again, for all of our friends that like to place wagers out there, I'm going to give you something to ponder. When Nick Saban and Alabama play a team that's built like them, they mutilate them. I'm not saying that's going to happen in the national championship game, but I'm just saying that Georgia's built like Alabama. Kirby Smart learned everything he knows from Nick Saban. Man, if I had one bet to put everything on, it would be this Alabama-Georgia game, and it would be everything on Alabama. I just don't see Georgia winning the game. I just don't. I don't see that Oklahoma would have beaten Alabama either. This is a team that comes in as the 4th seed. They lost at Jordan-Hare Stadium to Auburn, who was playing really hot at the time, and they were banged up, and Auburn took advantage of it. Auburn really took it to them. I don't know if you can somewhat credit some poor decisions by the coaching staff by Alabama not to utilize some of the talent they had on the offensive side of the ball and place a lot of the responsibility and the emphasis on Jalen Hurts, maybe more than they would have liked. But you don't get a do-over. You play a game, the results are what they are. And Auburn was able to pretty much control that game from the onset against Alabama and never looked back. And Jarrett Stidham played really, 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 really well. And, the common theme here, and I'll bounce around a little bit, Andy, the common theme with Auburn is that Jarrett Stidham, when he was rolling, Auburn's playing great. And they were hard to beat. Nick Saban even gave him credit, said he was probably the difference in the game for them. Probably one of the best overall quarterbacks in the country this year. I mean, that was his praise from Nick Saban. And that was him out lobbying to try to get in the playoff too. I understand that was a PR sweep on every TV station he could get on the week after the Iron Bowl and leading up to the SEC championship game and all that. But in retrospect, the games where an offensive line has a lot to do with it too. But Jarrett Stidham didn't play good in the Clemson game. A lot of that had to do with the offensive line. He didn't play good in this SEC championship game, and he didn't play good against Central Florida in the last 2 games, though, Andy, where he didn't play well. It was because he made some turnovers, and he made some bad decisions, and he was careless with the football. I mean, his fumbles, his interceptions, they cost us, frankly. And, he's just like every other quarterback. When you're playing good, you're going to get the praise. When you play bad, you're going to get the blame. And I think he understands that role. But you got to be able to play mistake-free football, especially in games like the one yesterday in the SEC championship game. Auburn, as bad as they played, was down 14-7 with 12 minutes to go in the game in the SEC championship game to Georgia. We're driving the football. Carry-on turns the ball over. So Auburn has had the turnover bug here in the last couple of games, and you see what happens when you play with mistakes. They end up biting you. They end up hurting you.
And sometimes you can get away with them, but those really costly for Auburn as they cost turnaround immediate point.
You think about Alabama on the road in a hostile environment. What happens to them? They make mistakes. The center snaps the ball twice, and Nick Saban's like, "What in the?" And are we doing? And you just sometimes things in the moment can get away from you. And that game got away from Alabama, and I think what he does to me, and I've talked about this with 2 or 3 people today. What he does, Andy, to me better than anybody out there is he's able to wrangle his players in and get them back focused better than for any team. People can say that the Utah game was for Alabama and they lost because they were dejected, and the same goes for Oklahoma that year and all that. But for the most part, on a week in and week out basis, Alabama's the same team. I mean, they are what they're going to be, and they play to the same level. I mean, they are humans too. Sometimes it seems like they're not, but they are humans too. And you're going to have some games where you just aren't sharp, and things don't go your way. But they are super talented. I don't think anybody believed ever that they were the number 4 seed in this playoff, in this tournament. Heck, they were a favorite in every scenario against every team. So how can you be the number 4 seed? So it's worked out for them. They're one more game away from holding up another national championship trophy.
They did learn, Damian Harris, 19 carries in this game. Bo Scarborough, 12 carries in this game. Jalen Hurts, only 11 carries in this game, and most of those were scrambles. Probably 7 or 8 design runs in this game. The rest of them were just him doing what he does. So that did learn something from the Auburn game. Did have a different game plan coming into this. Clemson's defense very good.
That's right.
Held this Alabama team to 261 total yards. Now, granted, Alabama has had a few games this year where they've been held in check, around 300 or so yards, but only 141 yards rushing. But still, 1 turnover for Alabama, 2 turnovers for Clemson, and the second turnover really, really costly to open the second half. That really kind of turned the whole game. I mean, Alabama was in control, but that really would have been
well, it was 10-6. Clemson's driving the football, and frankly, to be honest with you, the way that game had stalemated, Clemson just didn't take advantage of that first turnover, and they had to settle for 3. They went backwards. That game, frankly, if Clemson doesn't turn the ball over, probably ends 10-6. I'm be honest with you.
Up against our first break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll continue these discussions when we come back. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart. Heal better, feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Talking about Auburn. Talking about Alabama, talking about
Easter eggs,
talking about Gus Malzahn, the $7 million man.
We got a lot of comments coming back and forth here on Facebook, and Clemson, the last 2 years, Auburn has played about as bad as you can play and barely lost. 2 years ago, shall we remember, we were throwing the ball up into the end zone to try to catch it for a touchdown after one of the let me just say, not one of the worst game plan that you could have for an offense. What was that?
Oh no!
Are you going back in time with me on this thing and remembering the
I don't
want.
Want to.
I don't think Clemson was so confused too. They didn't even know what was going on.
They knew how to stop it though, because Brent Venables, read a book or what was it? About it was on the internet how to stop
the wing tee.
How to stop the wing tee.
That's what he did.
But anyway, going back, let's talk about Oklahoma and Oklahoma and Georgia. That was a very entertaining game. Georgia looked like they were going to get run out of the stadium, to be quite honest with you, in the first half. Do you think the kickoff and the field goal at the end of the first half made a big difference? Do you think that was just a little bit overblown?
No, I think I said it on Auburn Blitz this afternoon. You never know when little things like that, when you have a chance to make a play, how big of an impact that might have on the outcome of the game. At that time, Georgia fans are probably like, well, we had a field goal. I guess it won't be as bad. I mean, seriously, because it was 31-14, and it was like Oklahoma's going.
And they're getting the ball in the second half.
And they're getting the ball, and it just doesn't look good, period. Looks like Georgia fans may be heading to the exits at the end of the third quarter, but Kirby Smart and that staff went in and made adjustments, which we have a major flaw with at Auburn, I feel like, in being able to come out of. Chip Lindsey came out and said in this article, hey,
no adjustments.
We pretty much didn't make any. We didn't make any at all. I mean, that's what he said. So that's where Georgia last year won the football game over in Athens, and it wasn't pretty. But we kept doing the same thing offensively, and Kirby said, look, we just adjusted to what they were doing, and he said, I couldn't believe it. They just kept doing it. So it's like you're playing a guy that's really good in chess with one move, and if you stump him on that one move, he's just done. I don't have any other strategy. I'm out. You know.
Well, to Auburn's credit, I mean, they did come out and score 2 touchdowns doing the same thing. So, it was about execution.
It was.
Is more than it was.
Was that a shot at Chip? Was that Chip Lindsey saying, hey, we didn't change our game plan for a reason. It was our guys that didn't show up.
Perhaps. I mean, Jarrett Stidham said the same thing.
And I heard, I'm not going to go into detail about it, but, there's always backstories when Auburn plays bad. And I heard some stuff this afternoon after the show from some people that were there that it was just run amok over there, just wild city. No, I mean, there wasn't no semblance of a business trip whatsoever for this Auburn team. It was out of control, players and doing stuff and going places. And, I mean, it goes back to focus. Are we there to party, hang out, do whatever? I mean, I don't know. But there's always a backstory with Auburn. You can bank on it.
Oh, yeah.
2001, the biggest one in the world, the players fighting in the locker room against Alabama, and somebody threw a chair and broke Cornell Williams' collarbone. I mean, that's the biggest one I always remember. Why did he get hurt in that game? He said, well, he probably got hurt before he went out there because somebody threw a chair because they were fighting, in the locker room. I mean, there's always some kind of backstory behind why something's going on. I don't know. But Kerryon Johnson, by the way, has declared for the
He will go
NFL
pro. Yeah, he
draft.
is going pro. So what is that? Well, we'll save that for the next segment. But just going back to this Oklahoma-Georgia game, as Georgia will obviously be taking on Alabama. But Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, tremendous games. And is this more about Georgia's running game or more about Oklahoma's horrendous defense? Well, how do you look? Both. How do you look at that? I mean,
both. I mean, Oklahoma. You look at Oklahoma in this game, and it didn't look good. But you and I talked about this, and I kind of said that Oklahoma is just getting gashed. And you said, look, now they're not as bad as it. Oklahoma's not as bad as people think they are. And in the first half, it didn't look that way, did it?
No.
They held Georgia to 14 points. I mean, outside of that last second field goal. I mean, but legitimately had 2 drives, and that was it. And I'm thinking, man, Oklahoma's scoring at will. Georgia's they can't catch up in this game. They're too far behind. And, it was a combination of both. I think Georgia had to find some things and get some things going, and Sony Michel and Nick Chubb showed out. So, I mean, they did. And Jake Fromm played.
Jake Fromm's continuing to play very well.
He doesn't wow you with numbers, but he just always seems to make plays and make good decisions. I mean, that's about the easiest way I can sum it up. And, just got a text right there. He comes up to the line of scrimmage, and he was making checks. He would see things, and he checked out that first Sony Michel touchdown run was a check by Jake Fromm.
Oh, yeah.
He looked up and saw nobody on the right side, and he just said, hey.
How in the world do you line up like that?
There wasn't anybody over there.
I mean,
unless Oklahoma had just totally sold out.
That was not designed.
Well, they totally sold out and stacked everybody. That I guess they were, and they were. Georgia was running to that side, but the problem is that Jake Fromm made a check and they didn't. They didn't slide over.
They're so used to playing teams that don't make adjustments.
Us. They remembered our game from they said surely they won't check out of it.
Surely not. Up against another break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air, right after this.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering for even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just one dime down, plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just one dime down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you. Moving on to Auburn and Central Florida. We talked about this for about an hour today.
I'm houred out, I think.
You look down through there, Auburn ran 87 plays. I mean, these numbers seem like they would be reversed. Auburn ran 87 plays, Central Florida ran 71.
Yeah.
Whereas Central Florida, was normally going to run around 90. Auburn had 28 first downs to 20 first downs for Central Florida. They outgained them 421 to 411. They threw the ball for 330 yards, where Central Florida only threw it for 242. And yet,
this quarterback was 2 of 15 in the first half, 14 yards.
Auburn only averages about 4 penalties a game. They had 8 in this one. Chandler Cox, out of nowhere. It's just totally out of character. Personal foul early in the game. It was
well, according to what I was told, it just went right along with the way everything went this
apparently
week.
So. It was, it was a wild
10
time. Tackles for loss for Central Florida, only 3 for Auburn. 6 sacks for Central Florida, only 1 for Auburn.
I'm not going to take anything away from Central Florida because they had a phenomenal effort and they played good. I will tell you the thing that shocked me by far more than anything that I never thought would happen is them winning the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I thought, they could make some plays and they could do some things and stay in the game and have a chance to win at the end with emotion and all. But that ain't how this game went, man. And look, Auburn came out in the second half, scored 2 touchdowns right out of the gate, took the lead, 20-13, and I thought, well, that was it. We went in and made adjustments. Auburn woke up. They said, look, we were playing like crap in the first half. We're going to take advantage. Central Florida took the punch to the face and they answered it. And they just didn't go quietly into the night. They didn't go, oh, well, here's the big mighty SEC, and this is what everybody told us was going to happen, and so we just need to grin and bear it. They said, no, well, we're going to fight back, and we're going to score, we're going to tie the game up, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to start to dominate this game from this point on, and you're going to be the team that has to come from behind. And I don't know. It seems like Auburn has to get their back against the wall before they open stuff up. And, man, the last 4 or 5 minutes of the full quarter, it was like a totally different offense. Will Hastings with 6 catches.
For a hunt, I mean, had the best game of the year.
You know, Randy told me, me and him talked for a while this afternoon. You know how many catches he had after the, I want to say the LSU game. You know how many catches he had after the LSU game? 4. 4 more.
That seems about right.
What in the world happens to people? I mean, down there. I mean, just players, missing people reports all the time. You got guys that are major contributors one week, and they'll go missing for 2 or 3 weeks. Not even part of the lineup.
I don't know. It's
He don't know either. That's the problem. Hey, Gus Malzahn had no rationale for why he does what he does on that, or any offensive coordinator. That don't even make any sense. You know, and no wonder one of the top tight ends in the country ended up choosing Georgia over Auburn.
Well, tight end, again.
But my point, everybody's like, well, I just thought we had him. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you have him?
No.
Why would you want to come to Auburn if you're a tight end right now? A lot of those guys they understand they've got to be a blocker, but that's not what they want to do. They don't want to be a glorified offensive lineman that catches a pass here and there, maybe once or twice a year. Did Jalen Harris even travel?
He was there.
Was he? Well,
yeah, he was on the sideline.
Don't talk about just
Cameron Petway haven't heard anything out of him, but we assume he's not going to be there. He may come back, who knows? But Kerryon Johnson will not be back.
The word is they're working hard on Cameron Petway to come back now.
So how does Kerryon Johnson leave?
What is the mystery behind Cameron Petway this year?
Well, that's the one we're never going to
We'll never know. We might.
How does Kerryon Johnson not being back at Auburn, does that change your perception of next year?
You know what? Some more information as far as an analysis from some people that not from inside the team, but based on our current status in recruiting. How many offensive linemen we got?
2 right now. Is it 2 or 3?
2.
2.
What do we have over there on the sideline? To me, the only one of note is Calvin Ashley.
Ashley, Mike Horton.
Okay, I'll give you Horton.
You know, Marquell Harold's
there's some concern. Now let me put it this way. There's some concern about the lack of, and I've heard it from several people, Auburn fans, that have said, man, what are we doing on the offensive line? Do we realize we're losing everybody up front?
Well, look at why they played. Is that a bad thing that we losing these guys?
But these guys, Braden Smith's an All-American. There's some guys
now,
up there.
Losing Braden Smith hurts.
I understand. And Austin Golson hasn't been terrible. Part of the problem, Andy, has been, like we got a comment on Auburn Blitz today. Maybe if we had a 30-game schedule, Herb Hand would figure it out.
Yeah.
You don't know when you show up to the field what position you're going to be playing.
Never been a big Herb Hand fan.
Well, who is right now? I don't think there's a Herb Hand fan club anywhere in this part of the woods. The problem is if you're an old lineman, look, you have to be versatile if you play offensive line under Herb Hand. You don't know if you're going to be the long snapper one day or if you're going to play right tackle, if you're going to be a guard, center. It's like, hey, we're just going to put you around. We're going to figure out the combination. Isn't that what we said earlier in the year? It feels like yesterday. The moving Herb Hand from one place to the next and trying to figure out, the combination. Well, we got it figured out now. When that game 4, what in the world did you do in the off season? What did you do in the summer to get ready for the season?
Not much.
No. Best 2 jobs in the country. Offensive line coach at Auburn and tight end. The best one's tight end coach. And H-back coach at Auburn. What are you doing? And I think he's paid $500,000, doesn't he? What does he do?
He's supposed to be the
tight end
recruiter.
Well, maybe so, because his on-field duties are non-existent. I mean, what part of the offense is the tight end involved in?
I guess you got to be a great blocker. I mean, you teach them how to block.
I guess. I didn't even know Jalen Harris made the trip. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
You were there. Oh, boy. Up against another break here, but don't go anywhere. This fascinating conversation will continue when we come back right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with 0 down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for 0 down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
With the boat season winding down and the weather getting cooler, it's time to let Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road and winterize your boat and get ready for the off-season. The good guys can make all your off-season repairs, winterization, and upgrades easy and on budget. Remember, now's the best time for used boat prices and selection, and you can even pre-order next year's Landau pontoons and quality Suzuki outboards to get the perfect fit for next spring. Service, sales, and value all this off-season at the place the locals know, Alex City Marine. And don't forget to order your 2018 Manitou pontoons now.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
This is the Big Finish event.
Don't miss the Big Finish event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
Just in time for the holidays.
Save over $13,000 on 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with Hemi V8.
Take the short drive to big savings.
Biggest savings of the year on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at Bice.
Buy it at Bice.
Don't buy anywhere else until you see me. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. John Gruden going to the Raiders.
Did that just break?
Well, I mean, that's the word.
You said it like it just rolled across your screen. I mean, yeah, that's been the talk.
I said it like it's a question mark.
It sounded like you made a statement. You were saving it for, you weren't even going to tell me about it. Auburn, update on the Auburn-Tennessee basketball game. This was the point in time. It's 10 minutes to go in the game. Tennessee's up 3. Auburn's on the road, 57-54. Tennessee just hit a 3 to go up. This was the 10-minute marks where Auburn lost majority of their games last year. The 10-minute, Auburn was close, and then 10-minute mark, Auburn would go cold. And as I say that, Harper threw up one of the worst looking shots you could throw up. But still, in the ball game, Tennessee 23rd ranked team in the country with losses to North Carolina and Villanova
and Arkansas.
And Arkansas. And a very good basketball team on their home floor. So can Auburn win this game on the road to start conference play after going 12-1 to start the season?
That's a great question.
It's down to the last 950, so we'll see.
Going back to the Peach Bowl. Look, it's odd, and people, it's funny how you start a season, you have conceptions about things, and then you go back and look at the receiving core. Maybe Auburn's biggest strength going back. I mean, going into next year.
Look, we were talking
the
before.
The job that Cody Burns has done.
Do you feel good about Jarrett Stidham at quarterback?
I do.
Okay.
Do you?
I mean, at times there's one. Everybody's got their flaws, obviously, and you just said it during the break. Is that he still holds on the ball too long a lot of times.
He's just a sophomore.
I understand that. I get it.
He get better. That's something he's got to work on. He does. It does.
He definitely was the difference in Auburn this year.
Yes.
Without Jarrett Stidham, Auburn may be sick. Gus Malzahn's not even here anymore. There is no, Gus needs to give him part of his contract because he's the reason. If he don't go out and sign Jarrett Stidham, he ain't there no more, man.
No.
And Auburn may be 6-6, 7-5 at best. And you can't place that LSU loss on Jarrett Stidham's back. I mean, he played good in the first half. It tanked for whatever reason, another mystery that we'll never be able to explain. But he was running for his life in the second half, and he ran for his life the whole entire Clemson game.
Yeah.
So it's not just on Jarrett Stidham, but a quarterback's going to take praise when things are good, and they're going to take blame when things are bad. And this is probably Luke calling in. Should be getting close to the time for him to call. So let's go to the phone lines. Is this Luke?
Hey, yeah, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Luke, what's up, man? You're finally in the right time zone.
Tell me about it, man. I was just telling my wife, she took a picture of me and my 10-year-old daughter who went to the game with me last night, and she took a picture as we were walking out the door. And I was cleaning out my phone this morning on the plane, or this afternoon, and I came across that picture. I was like, that's not a bad picture. Then I said, oh, my God, that happened yesterday morning. I mean, it seemed like it happened 3 weeks ago because I drove to New Orleans yesterday. We went to the game, didn't get home until about, closed a little after midnight last night, walking back from the Superdome to the hotel. I got up this morning. The hotel accidentally called me at 5:30. I told them to wake up, call at 6. They called me at 5:30 and said, whoops, we called the wrong room. And I said, no problem. I need to get up. I told them my car, get it out of valet, and here we go. I go downstairs, and the valet had lost my car. So 2 hours later, out of the lobby, we finally get out of the downtown New Orleans and start heading to Birmingham, and then I fly to Columbus, and here I am.
Lost your car. So
they lost my car. It's a first for me too. I mean, I told them as I was like, this seems like keeping up with the car would be an important part of your business model.
Like a lot of the tweets and stuff that we see, you had one job. You had one
job.
You had one job, and you couldn't keep up with the car. I mean, it sounds like
it's not like losing your keys.
Well, but no, in New Orleans, I could see a new episode of Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, really.
I mean, you sure it wasn't you parking it somewhere and you forgot where you parked it?
Look, I've been to New Orleans a lot in my younger days, and there was a lot of Dude, Where's My Everything? But I did not expect to lose my car last night, and I didn't lose my car. And what was a really bad sign was when I came down to the lobby, and the guy said, "Your car's coming around, sir." And I said, "That's great. We're getting an early start, going to beat the traffic." This was about 6:15 in the morning. And about 6:30 rolled around, and I was thinking, boy, they got a different idea of what coming around the corner means. And he said, "It's coming around now, any minute now, any second." Then about another 10 minutes passed, and a guy comes out and says, "Hey, sir, are these your keys?" And I said, "Yep." So that probably tells me my car ain't coming around. So I knew I was in trouble.
Wow. Well, at least they found it. I know. But you feel good about getting a good start, and then something like that happens. Well, let's talk about the game. Obviously, Alabama makes it into the playoff, and they make the best of it. They really – I said this on Auburn Blitz today, Luke. I think Alabama exposed Clemson for what they really were. And I'm not taking anything away from Clemson. I think they got a great football team. Obviously, defensively, they are strong. But Clemson, for the most part, throughout the year, has struggled against formidable opponents. Obviously, they only were able to score 14 points at home against Auburn. And Auburn obviously couldn't move the ball. But at home against Auburn early in the year, only able to put 14 points on the board. They lose to Syracuse. They come back. They were playing better coming down the stretch. They really torched Miami. But there were parts of me that thought in the back of my mind that I can see where Alabama could shut this running game down for Clemson and force Kelly Bryant to throw it, and that's where Alabama would take control of the game, and that's what ended up happening. And Alabama was able to take advantage of some turnovers and stretch the lead out to where it was insurmountable for Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, look, this wasn't a good game for either quarterback, I wouldn't say. I know Jalen Hurts was awarded the offensive MVP, but, I mean, that was by default. There's no doubt. But, I think what's going undersold here, Clemson had some turnovers. Let me put that another way. Alabama forced those turnovers. Kelly Bryant did not want to get hit anymore. Raekwon Davis absolutely buried him one time. Terrell Lewis was in the backfield a lot. Terrell Lewis dropped an interception that would have been an easy pick six. He was really upset with himself, and he's finally healthy. This is a guy that I thought would really bust onto the scene this year. He gets hurt in the first game against Florida State. That was a problem for Alabama all year. And he has a big game. Anthony Jennings from around our way, he was just an absolute monster. He really came off the edge so well, and he was in Kelly Bryant's face all day long. And the tone was set, I thought, on the opening kickoff. Alabama got a great tackle on the opening kickoff from Diggs, and he made a fantastic tackle. That's not really what he's known for, and I think it just set the tone for the whole night. You talk about turnovers, you talk about an unforced one. Jalen Hurts and Damian Harris with a miscommunication on the zone read. If the ball hits the turf, Clemson gets it. They get 3 plays for -4 yards, and then they make a field goal to make it 10-6, somewhat respectable. And I heard you a little bit earlier say that if Clemson doesn't get that, or excuse me, if Alabama doesn't get the turnover from Deron Payne on the next time around, that score may have ended 10-6. It very well may have, because I don't know that Clemson was going to move the ball anymore. They had one play for 20 yards of any consequence sometime in the first half. But other than that, they were completely shut down. It was a very classic Nick Saban defense. And it was good to see it back. I mean, everybody loves offense, and everybody loved that Rose Bowl. I did too. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. But I'm an Alabama fan. I grew up on defense, and I still love it, and so I was glad to see it back.
Let's go ahead and take a break, Andy, and Luke, you'll stay with us. We're still on Facebook. come back and we'll carry it over to the next segment.
Don't go anywhere. More Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
At Chicken Salad Chick, we understand the holidays can get hectic. That's why we've got your holiday party needs wrapped up with a pretty bow on top. From takeout to full service, we cater to any crowd this holiday season. Grab your favorite quick chicks or side items to go, or please your guests with a chicken salad sandwich platter, pimento cheese jingle ball, or pumpkin cheesecake. We believe you should focus on making the memories while you let Chicken Salad Chick make the food. Now go enjoy it. Chicken Salad Chick, born in Alabama and serving the best chicken salad around.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
What's different about Hyundai of Auburn? Beautiful cars built here from parts made here. That's jobs and tax money.
And right now, Max, record low finance plans. 0% interest and $42.50 cash to spend with no budget busting repairs for a full 10 years. Drive a new Hyundai today. Check it out, HyundaiofAuburn.com.
And my Max Markdown deals. Tell them Max sent you. I might get a bonus.
Max, you're not real.
What?
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Talking with our good friend Luke Robinson, who was at the game, Alabama-Georgia game last night. Luke, let's push this. Alabama, Georgia. I'm projecting forward.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Let's push this forward a little bit. Alabama going to take on Georgia for the national championship Monday night. What do you expect from this game?
I expect it to be another very tough fought game. Georgia is just like Alabama. Nick Saban has had a lot of luck against his old pupils. I mean, it's not really luck. I mean, he's beaten them pretty good. But I think Georgia's a little different. I don't think this – I've heard some people say, oh, this is Alabama's, and it's no low contingent. I don't think it's going to be that way at all. I think that Georgia – they've got somewhat of a team of destiny feel about them. They also have a good running game. They've got a quarterback who's smart. He's young, but he's smart. They have some wide receivers that aren't necessarily the world's best playmakers. They don't have an A.J. Green, but they've got some good receivers. They've got a nice offensive line, and they've got a defense that's pretty doggone salty. Now, they gave up 48 points to Oklahoma, but a lot of people give up 48 points to Oklahoma. So
Alabama wouldn't. Let me stop you right there.
Maybe not.
They wouldn't give up 48.
Brett, I'm not going to compare somebody else's defense to Alabama's over the last 10 years. Alabama's had the best defense, and it's not there's no contest.
I'm not talking about the last. I'm just talking about this year. I mean, Alabama, there's no way they'd give up 48 points to Oklahoma. I don't care where they played them, when they played them, and how they played.
Maybe not. Maybe not, and that's fair. But I also think that Alabama's going to have to put up more of an offensive performance than they did against Clemson. Now, Clemson's defense is better than Georgia's too. Let's also say that. Alabama played the best defense they've played all year in this Clemson team. They've got NFL guys all over the place. But Alabama's going to have to do something offensively. Here's a weird stat. Alabama defenders, if you count Deron Payne's reception for a touchdown, defenders scored more than Alabama offensive players.
They did.
They're not.
Absolutely. That's why I said that I thought that, Alabama would end, with the 10 points they had, the way their defense was playing, was enough against Clemson because of the way they – and I do agree with what you're saying. I think Alabama's definitely going to have to be better offensively, but I don't think Georgia's defense is as good as Clemson, and I think Alabama will have more success offensively.
And they may not, but, Alabama's still got some injuries to deal with too, and that's going to be somewhat of a problem. Anthony Jennings, I'll tell you, at the very least, it looks doubtful that he's going to play. Lester Cotton is going to be out. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, it's going to. I mean, Alabama's still got some injury things, and they're not going to have quite as much time to prepare this time.
What concerns you the most about this Georgia team?
What scares me the most?
Yeah, what concerns you the most about this Georgia team?
Their energy, not their mojo, their aura, but not necessarily any one player. I mean, Alabama's faced Nick Chubb before when he was at his best, and they did a great job against him in Athens, by the way. They have faced quarterbacks better than Jake Fromm. They faced wide receivers better than what Georgia has. But this team has somewhat of a magical feel about it, and Alabama's faced some magical teams before, and they don't always come out on top. I mean, Auburn in 2010, 2013 sort of come to mind, and I feel like that's what's scaring me as much as anything, is Georgia sort of a team of destiny, intangible, can't put your arms around it feeling.
Well, and I think obviously if you look at the way Georgia has been playing defensively, they are a team that has some people like Roquan Smith, who at linebacker just seems to always find the football. On the offensive side, as you said, the slew of running backs, and Jake Fromm really, as a freshman, not playing like a freshman at all this year, having a phenomenal season, and just that want to, just the like you said, the energy of finally getting to this point. They were so close against Alabama a few years ago in the SEC championship game. Alabama goes on to maul Notre Dame, which I think Georgia would have done the same exact thing, and I think they thought, man, that was their opportunity, and they missed it. They get this opportunity, and they seize the day. And Alabama's a 4.5-point favorite in this game. You feel like that's about right?
Everybody loves to harp on who's favorite and who's this and who's that. I would probably put Alabama as a field goal favorite, but it wouldn't shock me at all if Georgia wins this game. I mean, people were talking about Alabama being a slight favorite over Clemson too, and Alabama beats them by 18, and Clemson was never really an offensive threat. Vegas doesn't always get it right, as people like to think they do. I think Alabama's the favorite in this game, but I can easily see Georgia's winning it. I think this is going to be a very rough and tumble game. I do not see this being a blowout one way or the other. There's just too much talent on the field, and Georgia is accumulating it at a Saban-like speed right now overall. So this is going to be one of those games like Alabama-Clemson. People better get used to two SEC teams being in this thing, because Georgia's not going anywhere.
Luke, we really appreciate it. Take it easy tonight and try to get some sleep.
I'll do my best. Why should I get any sleep? I'm going to just get right back on a plane.
Yeah. Red eye, literally.
All right, guys.
All right,
Take
now,
it easy.
an update before we go to break. Auburn is running away.
Exploded.
And it's Chumo Kiki. It's all Chumo Kiki.
12-point
Hitting
lead.
threes, getting all the rebounds, blocking shots. Guys playing
True
possessed.
freshman.
Playing possessed.
Up against the break. Don't go anywhere. More to come on Sports Blitz Live right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At US AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, US AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the US AmeriBank difference. US AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you until 9 o'clock. One more hour in tonight's show. Auburn basketball in Knoxville tonight, taking on the Tennessee Volunteers, up 10 points with
12.
2 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the
called
game.
it off.
Yeah. Had a basket but called it off because of an offensive foul. But Auburn playing extremely well. This is something that we would like to see. You know, we've been fooled before. Auburn having a decent out-of-conference start, but then getting into SEC play and struggling.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know, Tennessee is a top 25 team, ranked 23rd in the country, having some pretty impressive wins on the season, not playing bad. The only losses are to really high-quality teams. Auburn has come into Thompson Bowling Arena and, you know, to this point, has put themselves in position to win the game.
7
with 2 minutes to play still, but as good. And that's another thing. Auburn has improved their free throw shooting to the point to where you feel comfortable moving down.
Well, they had
stretch.
a 5-point swing right there. They had a 3-point play Tennessee's way, and a turnover by an offensive foul. So that was a 5-point swing in the game right here. Auburn only up 7. But you know, trying to get that first SEC win and on the road.
Chuma's again.
He's unbelievable.
I mean, true freshman for
the
Auburn.
guy is he's unconscious.
He's taking over the game.
He has taken it over. He's LeBron James of this game. It's like, give me the ball, I'm gonna make it, then I'm gonna come down and block the shot, and I'm gonna get the rebound. I mean, that's just.
And it's a different guy every night. That's one of the things.
And they're leaving him wide open. I mean, he's over there calling for the ball in the corner, and they're leaving him.
Tennessee hitting free throws too, so they're not going away.
No, they're not.
Like you said. Did we get a score on Alabama Vanderbilt?
Hadn't seen one yet.
Okay. They started at 6 o'clock as well. Alabama got a big win over Texas A&M earlier.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
Earlier in the week, on Tuesday, Texas A&M really playing well going into Tuscaloosa, and Alabama really hammered them. To be honest with you, I don't know if anybody saw that after Alabama had struggled to some degree.
I mean, it was a total beatdown.
It really was. That's the kind of thing. Of course, that's the thing with the young teams. You're going to get some inconsistency. You'll play extremely well one night, you won't the next. So,
let's see if we can pull up.
Alabama.
Vanderbilt won 76-75.
Wow. You just can't
win up there.
Cannot win in Memorial.
You can't win in that place. First of all, the floor's weird.
What is the deal?
The floor's weird.
That's a 5-8 Vandy team, by the way. The bench is on the end.
And the crowd's way away. I mean, it's just the weirdest floor.
It is. But surely that's not. I guess it is.
They can't win, and we can't either going over there.
Auburn has. I don't think Auburn's won there in
40 years.
40, yeah. Since that place was.
I may beat them seriously. I mean, it may have been 40.
I think we won there.
It seems like Chumokiki should have more than 11 points in this game.
I guess it's all in the.
Last 5
stretch.
Almost a turnover there with 1:18, up 8. Auburn 85, Tennessee 77. So, I mean, and the reason we're giving you like a little, I mean, did you flip around and watch the coaches thing last night on ESPN?
I did.
On ESPN2, and Brett Bielema laid up in there giving his analysis.
Bielema?
He was in there with Fedora from North Carolina and
a group of fired coaches?
West Virginia's coach.
Okay.
I mean, that's not really the go-to group I'd be talking to on a breakdown of a national. First of all, I guess that's the closest any of them will ever get to be an international championship game.
Probably so.
But all these, and then there's a control center one on
ESPN2,
and then Feinbaum had a film study with Greg McElroy and Gene Chizik. Gene Chizik was sitting there going, I wish Greg McElroy could just, because Greg McElroy wouldn't shut up. Hey, this is just domination. It's just domination. I don't really know how else to put it. I mean, this is just, and Gene Chizik was like, can this game get over any faster? And then he got Derek Mason on the other side of Greg McElroy. Greg McElroy was like, yeah, this is domination. You should know about it, right, Derek? You played Alabama this year. And it's like, gosh almighty. I mean, this guy was like on cloud 9. I mean, obviously his team was winning handily, but it was like, the guys to the left and right were like, if you're on 3, you punch, I punch. We'll hit him at the same time.
That's how I feel about when I'm listening to Greg McElroy from time to time. Arkansas leading the SEC right now, 11-2. Kentucky 11-2 as well. Both of them 1-0 in the league. Alabama, again, they got that big win over Texas A&M. Florida 1-0. Ole Miss got a win over South Carolina. Ole Miss not having a great season right now, but Texas A&M 0-1, Georgia 0-1, Tennessee 0-1. Hopefully, it's going to be 0-2 here in a minute, but we'll see.
Well, we'll talk about talking about flipping back to football for a second. South Carolina, the only other SEC team to win a bowl game outside of the 2 last night, and then of course Mississippi State.
Michigan, the only Big Ten team.
Michigan was up 19-3.
And just
I had written that off. I'd written that game off, and we're on the way back from the Peach Bowl. And I'm listening to the recap, and it says, well, that's the, the SEC's 2 and whatever. And I'm like, 2 and who won besides Mississippi State? And I went and pulled it up, and it was like, South Carolina had come back and won the game. I was like, what in the world happened to Michigan?
SEC
5 turnovers.
SEC 4-5 in bowl games.
They won the ones that counted.
You thought this is true?
4-5 in bowl games, but they got 2 teams in the national championship. So, frankly,
and go win one more.
Brett Butler, frankly, my dear.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna win another one, and we're gonna lose another one.
Yeah.
We're gonna cancel out right here at the end.
No other conference can say that, I'm sure.
That's right. That'd be a neat trivia question down the line. Who's the only? What conference won and lost a game in the same night? And that,
yeah,
that we can do that on Monday. Of course, they did it when Alabama played LSU. This will be the second time in a decade two SEC teams play for a national championship. Can any other conference say that?
No, not even close. Up against the break here, we will narrow our focus a little bit and get back to talking a little bit about. We'll talk about the NFL a little bit. Playoffs coming up.
That'll narrow it down.
Why not? More to come right after this.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
It's the Big Finish event.
Don't miss the Big Finish event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
Just in time for the holidays.
Save over $13,000 on 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab with Hemi V8.
Take the short drive to big savings.
Biggest savings of the year on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at Bice.
Buy it at Bice.
Don't buy anywhere else until you see me. BuyChryslerDodge.com.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Auburn up 88-79 with 47 seconds to play, so hopefully that one's in the bag. We will see.
1 or 2 for Herring on the line. That's the first miss I've seen us have in a while. That's a block. Oh, I was going to call a charging foul there.
The NFL playoffs are upon us. They will take place this weekend. January the 6th, that's Saturday, we'll have the Tennessee Titans and the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Atlanta Falcons and the Los Angeles Rams. AFC and NFC wildcard games. Tennessee Titans squeaking in at 9-7. The Kansas City Chiefs, some people thought they were the best team in football when about the first quarter of the season. Had a terrible lull there in the middle, but have won, I think, 4 straight to end the season here. Who do you like, or who do you like in this game?
Which one again?
Tennessee Titans.
The Titans in Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Man, I mean, Tennessee is playing hot. Kansas City would look like they may be the overall best team in the league at the beginning of the year. It's a good question. It's at Kansas City. It's notoriously been a tough place in the playoffs when Kansas City. I'll go with the home team there and the Chiefs.
Alex Smith, playing well, but turning the ball over quite a bit.
He is turning the ball over. Yep.
But
I like this Kansas City team's got some good pieces. I mean, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl or even make it to the Super Bowl by any stretch, but I think they can win an opening round wild card game at home against, a Tennessee Titan team that they are hot right now, but they are 9-7.
Derrick Henry having a good year. Good rookie year.
Yes, he has.
And he had a great game this past weekend. Atlanta Falcons at the Rams. Now this is an interesting one. Falcons 10-6, Rams 11-5. Rams have been the best offensive team in football this year. Todd Gurley having a MVP caliber type season, but Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl last year, not following.
It's in the same Atlanta Falcons.
Not the same team, but still got a lot of great pieces to Julio Jones.
Well, it's going to come down to can Atlanta match Los Angeles offensively. And last year I would have said absolutely. And Atlanta has struggled all year to score points the way they did the year before. And they've had to win a lot of games on defense, which is uncharacteristic for them. I'm going to say the Rams get it done at home too. It's a good football team. They've got a young coach, got a lot of pieces. They really play dominant football at times this year, and I think they'll be jacked up at home to welcome the Falcons in. I'm going to give L.A. the edge here.
I think if any lower seed can upset, it would be the Falcons. Could upset in this game. I just think, Matt Ryan.
I don't think Buffalo's going to go to Jacksonville and win.
Probably not.
I mean, but did you see how they got in? Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
I was watching NFL Red Zone, and
the Ravens I'm sorry, they crapped the bed. I mean, did you see the guy that almost got $1 million bonus?
No.
I mean, if the Ravens would have won, there's a guy on the roster for the Ravens who just by winning and getting in the playoffs and winning a certain number of games, all that would have gotten $1 million instead of getting nothing.
Wow.
So you don't think he was sick? You know, they made the interception to end the game, but they called a penalty on Baltimore. Gave the ball back to Cincinnati and throws the ball over the middle and miss a tackle. And he goes for a touchdown.
I mean, on fourth and whatever. I mean, hadn't completed a pass in that series, and oh well.
But anyway, I think
Buffalo Bills have not. That was the longest stretch of any North American team not making the playoffs. They had that. I mean,
what a city that's been stomped in the face.
Yeah.
Go to the Super Bowl 4 straight years and don't win one. I mean, at least the Atlanta Braves won one World Series.
They did.
They were almost. You do realize how close Atlanta was to being the Buffalo Bills in baseball.
I do, but I also realize. I mean, they could have been the Yankees too.
Well, hold on. Well, the Buffalo Bills could have been the New England Patriots,
but
they weren't.
We're talking about Game 7 against the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, Minnesota Twins.
I understand that, but they didn't win.
I understand, but you're saying, I mean, they're close. It's like
if they don't win against Cleveland in Game 7, they're the Buffalo Bills.
They say they in 6. They won in 6.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Game 6.
Yeah, but
yeah, well,
Buffalo. How about Jacksonville Jaguars being 10-6?
Blake Bortles after Jadeveon Clowney called him trash. Just total trash. I mean,
he turned around and has had a great year.
But they lost to San Francisco last week.
San Francisco hot.
Jimmy
and
Garoppolo.
4 straight wins, I think.
Did they win Sunday?
Yeah, I think so.
They won this past Sunday. Who were they playing? They had won 4 going into this week.
Yeah.
Who did they play? I didn't pay attention because I'm going to have to go back and pull that up.
Was
too.
it Chargers maybe?
I don't remember.
I can't. You caught me off guard there.
I finally got you on a question. Hey, what was that guy's name? Heck if I know.
What was the 3rd string guard's name?
I mean, you would bust that out. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, man.
Would not be shocked. Looks like Auburn's going to pull this win out. I think we're behind on the time. I think Auburn has already won this game. It's 92-84 by what we're seeing, but we got a little delay. I think Auburn has won the game, and I mean, what a 10-game winning streak, 12 underclassmen on the roster, which is tied for the most in the NCAA, and we've got 4 guys averaging double figures on this roster right now. So
that's a good formula for a winning program.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's definitely a safe bet there. Longest active winning streaks in the country: Michigan State 13, West Virginia 13, Auburn. If they win they 11 now.
This is basketball we're talking
basketball.
About? Auburn is in that
basketball.
Group. That's a good group to be in.
I mean,
11 straight wins.
11 straight wins.
Excuse me.
San Francisco blew out the Rams.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, so they won 34-13. And they beaten 2 playoff teams the last 2 weeks, and it ain't been close. They blew out Jacksonville. Jimmy Garoppolo, and then now they hammer the Rams. So watch out, San Francisco next year.
How about that?
Steaming into the. I mean, this team was almost on pace to be like Cleveland and not win a game this year.
Up against the break. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after these messages.
Got a text.
The door's open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. About 30 more minutes left in this evening's show. The Auburn Tigers take down the Tennessee Volunteers. What was it, 94 to
94-84?
94-84. Or 92-84, I think, maybe.
92-82. Now we can't even get it right. Hey,
nah.
Quit doing that.
I think it was an 8-point win.
I don't think you know
It
anything.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Auburn wins. Who cares what the score was?
Just make it up.
It's tremendous. I mean,
Why
Auburn
not?
13-1 on the year, 1-0 in the SEC. Alabama falls to Vanderbilt.
94-84 is right. You could just
Okay.
go with the vibe. All you times always second guessing stuff.
I do. I like to second guess. Then we lose the phone or we lost it. Okay.
Lost the line.
All right. Well, anyway, we were talking about the NFL playoffs. We'll finish up that talk.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills, 9-7, traveling to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 10-6. Jacksonville coming out of nowhere. Blake Bortles playing extremely well.
But here's the deal. Blake Bortles, Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs. It's not a typo.
is Blake Bortles a playoff type quarterback? He's going to have his opportunity to prove it. A lot of people not buying into Blake Bortles. I mean, even though that he's gotten Jacksonville to 10-6 and gotten them in the playoff, just not really buying into that to his skill set. So we'll see. I mean, we'll be able to get it done. I mean, obviously Buffalo gets in by a lot of weird things happening, and also
they bench Tyrod Taylor, and then he comes back and he leads them to the playoffs.
And he wins that snow game. Have you ever seen so much snow on the field?
Never.
I've never seen anything like that.
There's a foot of snow on the field.
I've never seen anything like it.
No. Couldn't play. I mean,
it was just.
It would have been a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I mean they were. But I've never.
If you're
you've
12
seen
years
snowy
old.
games, but that one was up over the top, man.
Steve Tasker, I think, who does color or does some sideline reporting, lived in Buffalo all his life. Said, I've never seen a game like this.
I mean, you couldn't even see the field.
Nah, well,
I mean, at all. I mean,
No.
nothing. How would you even know what yard line you were on?
I don't know. That's a great question. But New England, of course, New England and Pittsburgh getting a bye. They're your 1 and 2 seeds. Carolina Panthers, here's your team, number 5 seed, 11-5, at New Orleans, 11-5. This is going to be. I think it's going to be a great game.
Not going to get it done.
You think New Orleans is going to take
at
this?
home? Yeah. Yep. I do. I think that it just seems like that team that played in Atlanta this past Sunday sums it up for me with Carolina. I mean, that to me feels like how they play a lot of times when things are on the line. And Cam had a horrible game. No consistency. I mean, defense played okay, but this New Orleans Saints team puts up a lot of points, and they score, and it just feels like a crazy magical season for New Orleans this year.
It does at that. Cam, obviously he can put the team on his back, and he can take Carolina to a victory. But he can also.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this, Andy, and I'm gonna say it here tonight.
It's a shaky limb, or is this a strong limb?
This is. I don't know what classification you want to put the limb into, how strong it is, but the Carolina Panthers, if they beat New Orleans, I'm going to say they go all the way and make it to the Super Bowl and represent the NFC. Because I look at Philadelphia and Minnesota at the top of the NFC, and neither one of those teams scare me. I mean, Philadelphia is there because of Carson Wentz. And I know Nick Foles was an NFL MVP a few years ago, but they're not scaring anybody offensively anymore, and Philadelphia is the team that really was running the score up on everybody. Minnesota, they have the Super Bowl in Minnesota this year, so a lot to play for. I know they're excited about that and have a chance as the number 2 seed in the NFC. But, again, not a team that really scares me that much. I think it's a team that Carolina could be. I just see that this may be the toughest test for Carolina. Obviously, it's the one right out of the gate. And on the flip side, I can see this New Orleans team running all the way to the Super Bowl. I just have a feeling about this game. One of these two teams can make that run.
Carson Wentz being out for Philadelphia, I mean, that kind of submarined their chances.
It did. I mean, they ended up having a great year, but that's in the same Philadelphia Eagles team that started and played most of the year.
No. But I don't know. I mean,
it'd be like New England being 13-3 and the number 1 seed in the AFC and no Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Does anybody really believe New England would go to the Super Bowl without Tom Brady?
Well, I mean, obviously the Patriots, they're still the favorite. I mean, they're going to be the favorite, overwhelming favorite to win the Super Bowl again.
Well, they ought to
year,
be.
Right?
They ought to be. I mean, because Tom Brady just seems to be the guy that won't go away and just continues to seem like get better every year, like wine. It gets better with age. He just gets better and better. And, without Tom Brady on that team, nobody's thinking New England goes to the Super Bowl. So I'm comparing that to Philadelphia. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of – even though they're the number 1 seed in the NFC, most of that damage was done with Carson Wentz at quarterback, and he's not going to be there in the playoffs.
So who's your favorite right now to go? New Orleans to go out of the NFC?
I'm going to say the 4 seed New Orleans has a strong field to me, and I think if Carolina beats them, they may be the favorite in the NFC.
Yeah.
Because I think they can get hot. But I mean, I know I'm discrediting Minnesota sitting there at 13-3, and they got home field advantage, you know, outside of the Philadelphia. But if Philadelphia gets knocked out, then it's all the train got to go through Minnesota all the way to the Super Bowl now. So there's some extra motivation for Minnesota being able to play a Super Bowl in their home stadium. When was the last time an NFL team was able to play a Super Bowl in their home stadium? I'd like to know the answer to that. I need to look that up because that's what the Vikings have an opportunity to do. They're the number 2 seed in the NFC. So my pick is either New Orleans or Carolina out of the NFC to play. Wait a minute. Hold on. You ready? Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl.
Going over the Patriots.
I just think the Steelers, they beat them the first time, and on that dumb rule in the NFL, had it taken away. And I think they're like, man, I mean, and I know New England's 13-3, but the Texans had them beat this year. I saw a couple other games where they were able to come back and things were shaky. Yeah, I think it's either New Orleans and Carolina versus Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl. It's my early prediction.
Well, it ain't going to be Tennessee Titans.
No.
I think that's probably a good call. And the thing about the NFL playoffs, so it's kind of crazy. Anything can happen. We're up against a break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back. A couple more segments left in tonight's show. Don't go anywhere. Back with more right after this.
Is our number 1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number 1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count. And cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
East Central Alabama asked for it, and Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoors has answered with the region's full-service Mahindra Tractor and UTV dealer on Highway 280 in Alex City next to Tallapoosa Ford. Full lines of Mahindra tractors, E-Max, Max, 1500 Series to 5500 Series. We have the world's #1 tractor line. Get the job done as well with full lines of the world's toughest UTVs and accessories. Visit the all-new Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor in Alex City. True grit never taps out with Mahindra tractors, UTVs, and accessories.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone. A couple more segments in this evening's show. Thank you so much for joining us out there. Brett, let's talk about something we talked about today on the show, the bowl system in general. The way this playoff is set up now, I think we all, or at least I was, I'll fully admit that I wanted a playoff. I wanted it, I thought it was a great idea. I wanted it to be settled on the field. I was sick of having some, ambiguity in the bowl system. And as far as the national championship was concerned, it is, I think it's better settled now the way the playoff is set up. But by doing so, there's some unintended consequences in that. The bowl games seem to mean less and less now. Did they mean anything outside of 2 or 3 bowls that were playing for the national championship anyway?
Well,
but you said today something's got to change.
Well, I think it does to prevent what you've got going on right now. I think bowl games, first of all, we didn't have 100 of them like we do now.
No, that's true.
And back in the day, and when I mean the day, 70s, 80s, you only had a few games. You had the Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl, the Rose Bowl, then the Fiesta Bowl. You had a Hall of Fame bowl.
The Blue Bonnet Bowl.
But there were
Gator Bowl.
The Gator Bowl used to be huge, man.
Yeah.
I know. You got all these bowl games that if you got invited meant something. And Darryl said it when we walked in this afternoon. He said, "Look, you used to go play your butt off in one of these games because, you had 1 versus 4 matched up again, 2 versus 5, and had all these different things. And depending on how things shook out, you could win your bowl game, 2 or 3 people lose, and you can move up and be a national champion. So it's not that way anymore. We have a system now that determines who's going to play for the national championship. So if you don't make it into the playoff, these games really don't mean anything anymore. I'm not saying all of them ever meant anything anyway, but most of them did have meaning to them. Now this system, and as many that we have, the Gator Bowl's not even called the Gator Bowl anymore. It's called the Tax Slayer Bowl. In these corporations that have taken on the names, you got the Heart of Dallas Bowl, the Gasparillo Bowl, geez, man. Orlando hosts 3.
The Cure Bowl.
Whatever, yes. Orlando hosts 3 bowls.
Your favorite, the Idaho Potato Bowl.
I'm just telling you that the new system has diminished.
Well, what do you do? Like a 16-team playoff? That way you get 32 teams in there?
No, I don't think that's the answer either. But what I'm saying is that the NCAA and these bowl games are going to have to come up with incentives for players to want to play in these games. Because just showing up over there saying you were in the Peach Bowl doesn't mean squat anymore when you just narrowly missed winning a championship in your conference and going to the playoff. I'm on side with the players for a little bit on this. It doesn't give anybody a reason to go out and give a half-tail effort, okay, in any situation. But we've already heard quotes from players after the Auburn game that, hey, look, man, I'm sorry. It was just hard to get back up for this game after what we had on the line. And, okay, that's fine. So what does it take to get this team motivated to play in a bowl game that fans took time and money out to go support this team?
Well, let's say, look.
Is it going to be a $1,000 or $2,000 incentive per player for the team that wins?
It meant a lot for South Carolina to go out and play in the bowl game and win it. It meant a lot for Central Florida to go out and play in a bowl game and win it. Just because it didn't mean anything to Auburn didn't mean it didn't mean anything to everybody.
But what they're trying to say is, how do we make sure it means something to everybody?
I don't know as you can do that. I mean, some of it's just got to be.
So it's just a bad draw. Your team had playoff aspirations, and you didn't get in, so we're just gonna mail it in.
If you can't get up for it, then that's your problem.
Well, I mean, it is that's exactly right. I mean, so what fans need to understand, what coaches need to understand is, look, don't get disappointed when people decide not show up anymore.
Well, people are already starting to show,
well,
not showing up, and
because it don't mean anything.
Well, that'll take care of itself, though.
But why
the
did
more
it
people
mean
that
something
don't
to South
show
Carolina?
up, they'll stop having.
Why did
these
it mean
bowls.
something to South Carolina this year? Why?
Because they're 8-4, and they wanted to be 9. They wanted to,
Well, I mean, why didn't Auburn want to win 11 games?
Well, I think they did, but
obviously they didn't.
Well,
I mean, obviously it didn't make a rip to most anybody on that team. I mean, I'm just saying.
What is the difference between 10 and 11 wins to the players? They don't care. I mean, it's not.
What's the difference between 8 and 9?
Well,
for South Carolina. I mean,
South Carolina's trying to build something.
But Jeffrey said that, well, you've already built something at Auburn, so you're just going to tail off and get used to losing every time at the end of the season. Jeffrey said on Auburn Blitz, losing your last 2 games.
I know.
It's what we've done the last 4 years, Andy.
Well, we
Oh, you're going to count the Birmingham Bowl as a.
Well,
we celebrated like we won the national championship in the locker room in Legion Field. Do you remember that? I mean, so let's go back for just a second and talk about the matter at hand. Jeffrey said bowl games only mean something to teams that had no playoff aspiration. Right? I mean, I'm sorry, but that's exactly what we did. We held the trophy up like it was the national championship trophy, the Birmingham Bowl. It was freezing cold up there. It was snowing, wasn't it?
It poured down rain.
Was it pouring rain?
Yeah, I think it was. I was going to go to that game.
If you're not going to go to the Peach Bowl, why in the world would you float to Legion Field to watch the Birmingham Bowl?
Because it's an hour.
Not much difference.
That's true. They'd probably give it away tickets to the Birmingham Bowl, though.
I mean, this conversation's really gone down the tubes. I mean, there isn't any answer to this.
I don't know what to. Yeah, I don't know. There is no. Again, if people stop going to bowls, the bowls will go away, and they'll get narrowed down, and going to a bowl will create more, or it'll be worth more. These things have a way of taking care of themselves. Up against another break. We'll be back with the final segment of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn? Needing extra space at your house? Check out Easy Storage Units on Tallapoosa Street, 1 mile from downtown Alex City. With state-of-the-art 24-hour surveillance, you can rest easy knowing all of your possessions will be safe and secure. Easy Storage has any size unit you need, from 5x10s up to 10x20s. Call Easy Storage today at 256-794-8223 to rent your unit today. That's Easy Storage, 256-794-8223.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service, always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening. It's time for the airing of grievances. I think we've pretty much aired those, though, throughout the show
and earlier
tonight. Make Auburn great again. I think that's our grievance, isn't it?
Look, Auburn has decided what it's going to do. They've given Gus Malzahn the contract extension. They have given his great-grandkids more wealth than they'll ever imagine, and Auburn fans are stuck with it, whether you are a major Gus Malzahn fan or not. So, really, it's a moot issue to even discuss.
Well,
moving into next year, we're gonna have it's gonna come up, and it's probably gonna come up in the Washington game. We're gonna be sitting up here the week after Monday after Washington, going, why didn't we do this, and why did he do that? And why did our offensive line decide it wasn't going to block anybody?
180 yards of total offense.
I mean, can't you already foresee this? Can you foresee this?
Well, look, here's okay. Here's the point, or here's the thing. We both agree. I mean, 7 years, $49 million.
That's in the book.
Gus is here. He said, okay, so can't do anything about that, whether you like him or hate him. So how can Auburn get better? Where do we want to be where we would be satisfied as a fan?
I don't know if we can. And I'm not trying to be a down and out. Auburn, this administration, which will change at some point in time. I ran into Jay Jacobs yesterday, and
did you have a conversation?
Brief, but I mean, it wasn't sit there and talk about why he's going to roll off into the sunset with $500,000 a year from the state retirement system. But this administration, I mean, we thought we might have a new AD by now. This thing may last till June. He said he'd be around to June if he's needed. Well, obviously he is. because there's no rush to get a new guy in here or lady, however the way it's going. But this leadership made a decision, Andy, on what's important. You finally beat your 2 rivals, we'll just give you a big old raise. You know, we don't expect you to do it every year. That's not our expectations. If you just do it every 3 or 4 years, we'll get you a raise. I mean, he was already getting paid to do that. And so
handsomely.
Obviously wasn't enough. So Auburn has laid the foundation for what makes them happy from an administration standpoint. So I'm not sure, Andy, that their standards and their requirements are the same as mine and yours. And they're the ones that make the decisions. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Auburn can under him. I mean, I hate to be that way. But he's been here 7 years.
Would another 10-win season next year? I mean, is that enough? I mean, do you have to beat certain teams?
We have this conversation every year, don't we?
But
you're going to win 10 games if you win the right games. I mean, you're not going to win 10 games if you're not beating LSU, Georgia, and Alabama, and this year it'll be Washington, not Clemson, and holding serving the rest of them. The only way you're going to win 10 games is you got to win half of those tough games.
Yeah.
We did this year.
Yeah. We could win the other half. I appreciate so much y'all be out there joining us. For Brett Pritchard, I'm Andy Graham. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.